Hi everyone and welcome to Outdoor Dad 1. Nice of you to join us, and if you could like and subscribe, that would be fantastic. Tonight we've got the Miroku MK Trap Grade 5. Now these guns have been around a long time and I've shot a lot of them. They are probably one of the most common competition guns with very good reason. They're a fantastic gun, great value. A lot of people you'll find in competition shooting at the highest levels, they all started out on a Miroku MK38, and a lot of them still shooting MK38, but before they're sponsored, before someone pays them to shoot a gun, or they're sponsored to shoot a different design, they will have an MK38, and in the back of the truck will be the good old reliable MK38 if ever they need getting bailed out mid-competition. And these guns are fantastic. A big favourite of mine. I've had a few of them. I think there's a lot more choice in this price bracket now. Not so much the grade 5, but the grade 1s are quite affordable. I think they're about £1,800. Let's talk about it. Let's start at the back and have a talk about it, and then we'll talk about the whole thing later on. So, it's a bit old school. We've got the old school trap pad. Now, I like these pads. They're very nice. They don't get hung up. They absorb recoil quite well. They look a little bit dated. They look very 80s. And to be honest, that's all it is. It is just a look. As a functional pad, the fit to the wood is fantastic. The pad works fantastic. They look a little bit dated, but when you're up at the top, I suppose you don't worry about that. You're killing all the birds, and that's basically what these guns come down to. And this grade 5 has got an absolutely lovely piece of wood in it. Look at that, a really nice oiled finish. All the grain is full. Fantastic. This gun isn't new. It's quite a few years old. It actually belongs to a very good shot. This gun has won many competitions. Probably one of the better shots in the country, to be honest, owns this. On his day, capable of winning anything. And this gun has done it. This is the gun that he chooses. He had a grade 1 a long time ago. And this is only really his... not his second gun. He's had many guns. But his competition gun, he shoots an MK38. He had a grade 1 for many years, which I remember him shooting. And he fancied something a little bit prettier. Something that he trusts, obviously knows very well. Knows that he can rely on it to deliver the goods. And this is what he's got. So we've got this lovely wood and this American walnut. I do like American walnut. I think it's very pretty. You get some nice different colours in it, and I love the colours in these grade 5 Mirokus. You go to a shop, a lot of them, they are all nice pieces of wood. Sometimes some brands you see some and they're all right. Greenies always have very nice wood. This wood, the pores are filled lovely. Some of the Berettas, the pores are a bit open, but this Miroku, all the pores are lovely and closed off, a lovely oil finish, and it's a lovely classic look. You can shoot these, I think, for game, clays. Loads of people shoot pheasants with these. They shoot game with them because they're such a classic looking, well-suited gun. You can do anything with these. Now this is the trap one. This is the model that I'd go for. We'll get into that in a bit. Coming up, we've got this hand finished checkering, which is nice. The board around the outside isn't as neat as it could be because it's hand finished checkering, and yeah, humans aren't always as precise as machines, but the actual feel of it, it's a nice feel. It's quite small, you know, there's a lot of lines per square inch, and it's nice and neat. And then one of my favourite things about these are the drop points. They have absolutely beautiful drop points. Now, there's no palm swell on this. There's a very small amount of cast. So these guns are quite straight in the stock. There is some cast, and they don't have as much of a palm swell on. But like I say, lovely wood. The wood to metal fit around the safety catch, the trigger tang, and the back straps, very nice. Yeah, and obviously this gun in particular has shot a lot of cartridges. So I shoot, you know, most weekends, and this gun will have had some rounds through it. And I tell you what, when you close it, she locks up tight as ever and feels actually nicer than the Browning that I was shooting the other day. A lovely sound. She locks up tight. Safety catch. It's that really nice, sleek safety catch. Where the whole safety moves from side to side to choose over and under. It's very, very pretty, very positive. Yeah, no problems with that. A lovely top lever, some cross hatching on it. It's actually on both sides, so you'll be able to see that there. You can feel that. Quite a nice lever. Now the engraving on these, no, I'm not sure, but they look like they've got some hand finishing. Just some little cuts that are done by hand on these grade 5s. This real classic pattern. Really nice. This is my favourite. So the grade 1 obviously only has a small amount of decoration on it. The grade 3 is more of a floral coverage, whereas this sort of much deeper, really nice engraving on the grade 5. The grade 1 and the grade 3 don't have the drop points, but ultimately are the same sort of gun, so that's what you get with your grade 5 and this beautiful grade 5 American walnut. But yeah, you can just, looking at this, you can just see the hand cuts in it, and I don't know if we can see that, but just round the fences and yeah, round the top lever up here at it's really nice. Obviously we can see the metal to metal fit's fantastic. And yet again, we have got a lovely tram line, a really nice rib. So when it comes to Miroku's, the ribs, the sight picture is very nice. We've got the mid bead, which I'm always a fan of, and the fore end sight with like a white bead, not too big, really neat. And the sight picture on them I always find is very nice. Yeah, really. Yeah, that tram line, it just leads your eye in. Lovely sight picture, you know, it's not too big of a sight. Really nice finish on the ribs. I really do like the ribs on the Brownings and the Miroku's. Miroku in particular, I'm sure some of you all know the shadows, and they had the great big rib on. But yeah, they're beautiful guns. Yeah, and this fore end. So yeah, what a lovely shape. Do like this shape. So we've got the beaver tail style fore end, because this is the trap model. I do believe you can get the beaver tail now on the Sporter. I find the Sporter handles and feels nothing like the Trap, and I prefer the Trap, which is just my point of view. But if you're looking to buy an MK38, I strongly recommend, if you're a sporting shooter, that you try the Trap gun. Just have a feel of them. If you can feel both of them together, pick one up after the other, pick up the Sport, pick up the Trap, and comment and let me know what you think. But the balance on this gun, this is a 32 inch gun. There she is. She's on the hinge. So this is on the hinge with the standard chokes, got no weight added to it. And compared to like a 525 Browning, this gun also, if you notice, is got a solid midrib, and it's factory choked in Vector Plus, but it's got a solid midrib. And these guns, there's people who'll know a lot more about these Mirokus than I do. I know a bit. The different chokes in the barrels affect the weights in the barrel. Some people say that a grade 1 has a nicer set of barrels than a grade 5. There's so many tiny little nuances with these guns that I don't know all of them. I can only impart on you what I do know. Yes, so that's a 32 inch gun. Now, if we had a Browning here, I can guarantee you, if we had a Browning 525 and I tried to balance it on the hinge with 32 inch barrels, it'd be like, it'd be very barrel heavy. And that's what I like about the Miroku. They feel a lot more well balanced, a lot more sort of. It's a heavy gun. I think this gun is £8 8 ounces, which you'd expect for a 32 inch trap gun. But that really, I think, is where it is where most sporters now are. In sort of like the £8.5 mark. So it is a heavy gun. Now, the reason, as a young man, I couldn't handle a gun like this. It was too heavy. I was a very young boy, and there wasn't much to me, which meant that I didn't really grow up on Brownings and Mirokus. I had short-barreled, lightweight Berettas. And then when I was older, I had the Beretta. I stuck with the Berettas. And the same goes for these. If you're a lady, I wouldn't recommend that you go for a Miroku trap gun, obviously. And if you're not that sizable of a chap, then this could be a bit too weighty for you. But for the most of us, if you want a deep action gun, I would go for the Miroku over the Browning every day of the week. There's just something about the way they handle, especially the trap. The Sporter, made in Japan. They're made in the same factory. I can't say what the reason is, but it's a balance thing and a feel thing, and I'm sure that anybody who feels a Sporter and a trap Miroku, or a Browning and a Miroku, you can feel it. Whether or not you want to agree with me, there's a difference. And I think some of the Brownings, they just feel a little bit dead. The Miroku, out of the same factory, but like I say, all these little nuances, the way the barrels feel, the solid midrib. As you can see, she's not ventilated there. We've got a ventilated top rib with a lovely tram line. And we've got the chokes. Now, let's just talk about the fore end. So we've got a lovely fore end latch. The wood to metal fit is brilliant. Got big strong ejectors in there. There we go. So we've got these engraved wings on the barrels that mount up with the action. Absolutely lovely. We've got some jewelling. Like I say, this gun is shot by a very good shot who he's having his second child. So it's probably not getting shot as much as it was. But yeah, so it's we've got some lovely engine turning. You can't really say, reliability-wise, I've not asked the owner of this gun how many rounds he's put through it, but I should think of all the guns I've reviewed, of all the guns I've ever personally held, other than, say, some of the lone guns that I shoot, nothing has shot as many rounds as this gun. And I'm looking at the finish. We've got this lovely deep blue, lovely finish. The gun's tight, it locks up tight. So, build quality, absolutely fantastic. Like I say, I know the owner of this gun, know him very well. He's never had any problems. He didn't have any problems with the one he had before this. Yeah, he's a big Miroku man. He doesn't swap and change his guns and mess around to the same level as I do, obviously. And, he's a top shot. And this is the gun he chooses. And many other people do. But yeah, absolutely lovely. We've got the little wooden insert there. That's just to support that lovely beaver tail fore end. We can see they've taken a little bit of weight out. The rib doesn't go all the way to the back of the gun. Yeah. It's an absolute lovely thing. Now, the owner of this gun has got some Teague chokes in it. They come with the Invector Plus, and they are not very good. Yeah, they come with in fact, let's have a look. Let's crack open the choke. So here we are. These are the Teague chokes. And here are the Invector Plus that the gun comes with, as you can see. A bit of pattern testing. They don't throw the most amazing patterns. They're quite adequate. But the Teagues are definitely a huge improvement. And same again, people, when you've got a gun like this and it hasn't got like a super sophisticated, balancing system with weights in the fore end and weights in the stock. If you want to alter the balance of your gun, you can put a titanium Teague choke in. It might take 1.5 ounces out at the front of the gun, or 1 ounce out of each choke, so that's like 2 ounces, say. But he's got the Teagues. The newer ones come factory Teagued, I believe. My Yildix Pro, same thing. It comes with some Mickey Mouse chokes. I say Mickey Mouse chokes. The chokes in the Yildix, some of the full choke in the Yildix Pro is one of the best patterns I've ever seen. Anyway, they come with these. I've got some nice little extended ones in my Yildix. You can get the same Teague chokes for these. An extended choke, you can nip them up if you think they come in. I don't always wind my chokes in with a key. You can get a bit tight. So the extendable chokes, you can just nip with your fingers. They're quite easy. But these are the chokes. So the owner of the gun recommends the Teagues. And he should know. It's so that's the chokes. Yeah, so we've got, like I say, this lovely piece of wood that just supports what I see. We've got the latch for the 410 there. 410. For the fore end. So we've obviously got the deep We've got the hook basically on the barrels to engage with the pin. So this is the deep action. We've got this very famous, very strong bottom bite here. Yeah, let's clip her back together. Oh, and we'll talk about trigger pulls, because we've had a bit of a look at those. You know what I mean? This gun, I don't know how many rounds it's shot. Really, I should have asked him before making this video. But yeah, there you go. You know, it's made shot thousands of rounds, I should think. And she still clips together nice. She's absolutely tight as a drum. It shuts nice, feels nice. You know, and I suppose when you're shooting, you want that confidence. Nice sound. I suppose it'd be like an old pair of slippers. Yeah. The forend, the shape of them, like I say, I think my Zolly forend is very similar to this one. Like I say, it dated a bit by the lack of palm swell, but an absolutely beautiful handling gun. So let's drop the snap caps in. So the trigger pulls. So we've got quite a bit of take up again. This is an inertia gun. It's not a mechanical trigger, it's an inertia trigger. And we've got a little bit of take up. The trigger brakes are very nice. And I'm going to say that they're possibly a bit lighter and a bit nicer than a 525. They're a bit lighter and a bit crisper, I think. And like I say, it's from the same factory, but I think a lot of people, myself included, I'm getting out of it a bit now because of all the guns that I shoot, but people who shoot, say, the 825, they're used to this take-up. And it's just a bit of take-up, and a lot of people, when they're getting ready to shoot, they'll just take that up, pull, and you've got a very crisp break. 3.5 pound pulls on both barrels. I thought it'd be a bit heavier than that, and yeah, lovely. There you go. I think on some of them you can now, the newer ones come with an adjustable trigger, and I believe there is a grade 3 limited edition that comes with a black, more modern style recoil pad. Yeah, but no, this is the Miroku MK 38 trap. Yeah, I suppose really I can't speak highly enough about these. Yeah, prices. Oh gosh, what we at? We're at. They're about 3,500 for this grade 5. For a grade 5, you can now get them in adjustable. You've got the grade 3. That's 2,900 approximately, there or thereabouts. And then you've got the grade 1. So they're mostly engraving styles. Like I say, you've got the drop point on this grade 5. But yeah, I think you'll agree, what a beautiful gun. Yeah, of all the deep action guns, this is the gun I'd go for. The trap model, not the sporter. Two different things. Yeah, I'd probably go for an adjustable one, just to give you that little bit of security on gun fit. So say you go to a shop and you're starting shooting and you want a good second-hand gun. There'll be loads of MK38 trap guns like this. Take one out, try it. I don't think you can go wrong. Fantastic value. They come in a box, cardboard box with a polystyrene liner with your warranty and a couple of chokes in it. If you want other chokes, go out and treat yourself. you haven't paid anything extra. You haven't paid for the box. If you want the box, you can go out and get yourself, a nice airplane transportable case and put your MK38 in it. You can go on some of the finest driven pheasant shoots in the country and you'll see a grade 5 MK38 blasting away, shooting them pheasants down. You can go, let's say, Commonwealth Games, MK38, Olympic Games, MK38. They've won titles. They're a fantastic thing. I hope you've liked and enjoyed this video. We'll see you again soon.